This is a great opportunity to explore the variety of opportunities that we do have here, learn new skills, and create pathways that will help you figure out what the future holds. As you begin this process, we encourage you to learn as much as you can and ask a lot of questions, and that's what really tonight is all about. You'll see as you entered in, we have a lot of our staff members out here to help explain the different programs and experiences that your sons and daughters will be able to partake in throughout their 4 years here at the high school. So make sure you're asking those questions. And really what this starts with is selecting courses that will help you be successful. So we really want students to think about their passions. And so the students that we have out there tonight and the students that are watching from home is to talk to your current teachers, talk with your parents, and then also with everybody that we have out here is to ask those questions because our entire counseling staff is here tonight. We have our associate principal, Miss Gilland, is also here. And with that, you can see back behind you over your right hand shoulder, we have some of our excellent staff members walking in too that you'll be able to ask a lot of questions of tonight. So make sure you do those things. And with that, I will introduce Mr. Akins. He is our counselor currently for our senior class of 2022. Thanks everyone for being here tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Hahn. And like Mr. Hahn was saying, we're excited to have all the 9th graders coming to the high school next year, all the 8th graders coming to the high school next year. We hope that you're excited to begin your high school career. As Mr. Hahn said, I'm John Akins. I'll be the 9th grade counselor next year. I am working currently with the seniors. This is my 23rd year at Matamidi High School, my 25th year as a counselor overall. We also have Mr. Miley, who is working with the current 9th grade class. Miss Cole works with the 10th graders, and Mrs. Erickson works with the current 11th grade class. So tonight, we will just continue on our conversation that we had with the 8th graders yesterday, and we'll have time at the end to answer any questions that you might have. And I know the people watching online, you can be asking questions, and Miss Cole and Mrs. Erickson will be asking those or answering those questions for you online tonight as well. Registration again started yesterday. We will finish registration for all 8th grade students next Tuesday during their science class. We'll come over and we'll get all of your 8th grade students registered for high school. If they have any questions that day as well, we're happy to help them as we go through the whole process of registering students for the high school. So what do students need to register for high school? Next Tuesday, they're going to bring this form right here completely filled out from top to bottom. There's directions on one side. We ask that you really put some thought into what students are going to plan on taking next year at the high school. As students are choosing their classes for high school, there's all kinds of things to take into consideration. One of the things, interests and values. So what are students really interested in choosing to take at the high school? Now in 9th grade, a lot of the courses that students will select are, there are some courses that are pretty standard for students, but as they think about what they want to take over 4 years, opportunities start to open up. More space starts to open up for students to take some of those elective courses that maybe they can't take when they're in 9th grade. So as they go through 9th grade, as they go through 10th grade, 11th and 12th, they have more opportunities for different electives that they might want to take. Also, when you look at students and what their abilities are, what their weaknesses are, looking and thinking about future planning, students who might want to go off to college, thinking about college opportunities, what courses are required to get into colleges, what courses are required for high school graduation. All kinds of different things go into place when you're considering classes. Also, there's all kinds of activities that we have at the high school. So not only selecting courses based on how much time a student might be able to put into all of their studies, but also thinking about what activities might a student want to get into when they're in high school. We know that students who are involved with activities tend to do better academically as well. There's tons of activities here at the high school. They're all listed right on our high school website. So please take a look at all those different activities, from sports, to activities that are non-sports based. All kinds of activities for students to be considering at the high school. So graduation requirements at the high school. I always tell students, if you put some effort into your studies, make a decision, because that's really what it is. It's a decision. And once I make that decision to graduate from high school, which all of our students are going to graduate, then it's just that putting forth that effort to get there. So to graduate from Matamidi, you need 4 credits of English, over 4 years of high school, 3 credits of math. Generally speaking, students will take 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and then oftentimes students take that 4th year of math as well. Science, 3 credits of science, same thing as math. Considering even going into their senior year, many students do that. Social studies, 3.5 years. Fine arts, 1 credit. And they can take an array of courses from all these different areas. Physical education, 1/2 credit. Health, 1/2 credit. And elective is 6.5 credits. Now, sometimes students and families get confused about the term elective. Electives can come from any department. So, for example, if I'm an 8th grader now, and when I get to 9th grade, I'm going to use math as the example, math in 9th grade, 10th grade, and 11th grade. My senior year of math, if I choose to take a senior year of math, is an elective. Same with all the different areas. Once you meet the minimum of any department, that the rest of those credits, if you choose to take more, are elective credits. And students need a total of 22 credits. Some of your students will be coming to the high school with credit already. They're taking a world language such as Spanish. They will get high school credit. It will be on their transcript. And if they're taking geometry or above, that goes on to a high school credit as high school or high school transcript as credit for high school. So a total of 22 credits is required for graduation over the 4 years. This is a typical schedule or an example of a schedule. So on the sheet that you have, you'll notice, to make sure that I didn't skip over anything here. This is just an example of how you might fill this particular registration form. This is just a guide. This form does not need to be turned in next week, but it needs to be completely filled out by your son or daughter so that when they come to school on Tuesday, when we meet with them during science class, they'll be ready to go with registration. So you can see under first semester, second semester, they're in no particular order. So we just go right down, English language arts, then we go to math, science, world history. World history, all students will be taking world history. That's the only one that we put in beforehand because we know that that's for sure for all 9th grade students. Then you'll notice electives 1, elective 2. And then on the bottom are the alternate courses. So as you're working with your son or daughter on choosing alternate courses, alternates are the courses that a student would take in case one of their top 6 courses does not fit. So maybe a class is full and the priority would start with seniors getting into a particular class, juniors, sophomores, and then 9th grade because 9th graders have more time to take that class. So if a class were to be full, we might have to look at their alternates. Now they're going to get all the courses that are required, but some of those electives may or may not fit into their schedule. They're going to get most of what they sign up for. In fact, they might get 100% of what they sign up for, but there is that chance that either it's full or there's just a schedule conflict. And for whatever reason, it doesn't fit into their schedule. So we ask students to fill out first semester and second semester, again, in no particular order by the time they come to school on Tuesday. Now I want to add the course list that you picked up and all students received yesterday. You'll notice these are all the courses we offer. You don't see a course description by them. Course descriptions are right online in our registration guide. So you can go right to the high school webpage. Right on the main page on the left-hand side, you'll see 22, 23 registration guide. a course description is listed there for every course that we offer. Any course that has one course number alongside the title, that just means that it meets for one semester. The letter A and the letter B that you'll see by some of the courses, such as English 9A, English 9B, the A simply means first semester, B second semester. That's all that means. So English 9A is first semester, English 9B is second semester. Whenever there's an A and B, it typically means it's a full year class. If there's one number by the course, it's one semester, and it can be any semester of the school year. All right. So selecting courses wisely, we put a lot of, our administration puts a lot of work into building a schedule for that particular school year. So all the courses that students sign up for, 9th graders, 10th graders, 11th, 12th grade, all those courses go into developing the schedule, the master schedule for the school year. So how many English courses will there be? How many Culinary 1 courses will there be? How many sections of physics will there be? How many drawing sections will there be? And every single course that a student signs up for, how many sections of each based on student registration. So we ask that you put a lot of thought into selecting your courses, not only for that purpose, but also meeting your own educational goals and future college and career goals as well. So we ask you, as a family, you talk with your teachers at the middle school, your counselor, Mr. Rainier over at the middle school, case managers, administration at the middle school, talk with anybody who you think might give good input into the courses that you select. And it's your future. 8th grade students, this is your future that we're talking about. So really put some thought into what you're taking. Special services. So if a student is on an IEP or receives EL services or 504 services, for students on an IEP, we ask that you work closely with your case manager for help in registering for courses. Students receiving EL services would work with Ms. Brust. And 504 services, once you come to the high school, I will be, as the 9th grade counselor, I'll be working with you as your 504 coordinator. So please work closely with your IEP, case manager, and Ms. Brust as your EL teacher as well. Future plans. So one of the reasons why 9th grade is so important, every year is important, but 9th grade, since this is where you're going next year, as a 9th grader, the courses that you select set you up for other courses that you might take later on. One of those options would be advanced placement. So advanced placement, otherwise known as AP, we've got 17 AP courses, and students who take AP courses, there's extra rigor, so it can be more challenging. There's also an opportunity for college credit, and I say opportunity because it's never guaranteed. So an opportunity for college credit, and with AP tests or AP classes, students will take an AP exam in May of that school year, and the AP exam is scored on a 1 to 5, and it's worldwide. So in May of this year of 2022, early May, students taking an AP test all across the world will be testing at about the same time. And those exams are scored on a 1 to 5, 5 being like the equivalent of an A. And generally speaking, not all colleges accept AP credit, but generally speaking, in order to get college credit, you would need a 3, 4, or a 5. The great news is, whatever you learn in that class, nobody can take away. But you have to, generally, you need to score a 3, 4, or a 5 in order to get that college credit. Like I said, we've got 17 courses at Matamidi High School. Some students will take a lot of those courses. Within reason, we always make sure students keep a good balance, because those courses are rigorous. And of course, you've got a family life, you've got activities. As you get older, students, you're going to you might get a job while you're in high school. So taking an AP course and keeping a really good balance in your schedule and life is very important. It helps to reduce the stress level. So keep that into consideration as well, or under consideration. The next program, College in the Schools, otherwise known as CIS. We've got, as you can see, 7 CIS courses. We have a partnership with the University of Minnesota and Minnesota State University Mankato. Our CIS program, we've got CIS Spanish, French, physics, physiology, and American Sign Language. So all kinds of CIS opportunities as well. And like I mentioned with AP, there's an AP course for just about anybody who wants to take one. And really, again, I use the word decision. It takes a decision to choose that course and then a decision to work really hard to succeed in it. And I told the students yesterday, I'm like, well, when I was in your seat, 8th grade, and I would have heard about AP classes, I may have thought to myself, you know, I don't know if I could do that. Well, now I know that if you decide to take one, anybody can be successful in it as long as you put hard work and effort into your studies. So students, take that risk at some point during high school and go for it. Even if you're unsure of yourself, go for it. You'd be surprised at the confidence level that it'll build within you as you succeed in that class. Same with CIS. Same thing with CIS. One thing I'll mention with CIS, there is no CIS test associated with it. So it is a transcript started with the University of Minnesota or a transcript started with Minnesota State University Mankato. Another program that students can choose, generally, if I go back to CIS and AP, generally students start taking those courses in 10th grade and or 11th grade. Sometimes students start an AP class in 9th grade, but most often students start their AP programming and or CIS programming in 10th grade. Generally, and even more common, students start AP and CIS in 11th grade. Post-secondary enrollment options, open to grades 10 through 12. But usually, as you see there, it's usually taken by students in grades 11 and 12. One of the reasons for that is transportation. So with PSEO, students need to transport themselves to and from the college. During COVID, we have had more and more colleges go online. And so it is more flexible now with online learning with PSEO. I'm going to make the assumption that eventually it's going to go back to mostly in-person learning for PSEO programming, but it is open to grades 10 through 12. 9th graders, this is a program where you have to apply to get in. So when you are going from 8th to 9th grade to 10th grade, and you're thinking, I think I want to do the PSEO program. I want to look into it. I want to apply for it. So you have to apply for the program and get accepted into the program. With everything I'm talking about tonight, 8th graders, you don't need to be perfect at any of it. So there's opportunities for you to do all kinds of different things in high school, and you never have to be perfect. The only time I've ever told a student they need to be perfect is if they're flying an airplane that I'm on and I want them to get that plane safely on the ground, or they're doing open heart surgery. I mean, I would like near perfection for that. So that's the PSEO program. The next program, Jill is coming down. Jill Stewart-Keller from 916. She's the principal at 916, but our students, usually it's juniors and seniors, but Jill will mention that it is open to 10th graders as well. So this is Jill Stewart-Keller, principal at 916 Career and Tech Center.
Hello, everyone here in person and online. Can I get a hello back? Hello, thanks for being here tonight. Mr. John Akins and the staff here at Matamidi High School are amazing. And 916 Career and Tech actually offers you the opportunity to enhance your students' career and college preparation experience by serving as a satellite for all of the amazing elective programs that are here at Matamidi High School. So we really consider ourselves just an island 8 minutes away, where students can take additional electives and career prep programs, and it makes college credits and industry certifications attainable for any student at Matamidi High School. We have 3 different rigor levels. It's very similar to PSEO, but it's really focused on those industry credentials and attainable college credits that help students get ahead, create that resume that if they're going to, let's say, a bachelor's degree institution, they've got a resume that looks pretty impressive. Students that are going straight to work, we celebrate them. We've got all the different tiers of career preparation and getting students ahead both immediately after graduation and as they plan for their future. I just stole this from one of our attendees. This particular career guide is an incredibly helpful tool. It's very intimidating as a 14 and 15-year-old to think about, what do I want to do when I grow up? Spend that 9th and 10th grade year exploring careers, checking out this tool. There's actually a little quiz inside where you can take a little interest inventory and get an idea of what you as a student or what you as a family might want to head your student toward. Have them exhaust all the options for electives here at Matamidi High School. And then starting in as early as 10th grade, but typically 11th and 12th grade, they can hop on transportation, a bus from Matamidi High School, right over to Century College and take classes with other high school students from 14 other school districts. There's over 800 high school students that come from those 14 districts. They'll be with other high school students earning industry certifications and college credit that'll get them the competitive advantage at graduation. We believe that any and every student could have an attainable industry certification or college credit upon graduation, and it shouldn't be intimidating. So 916 Career and Tech, we're incredibly proud of the partnership we have with Matamidi Schools and the opportunity to serve as a satellite or a partner and enhancement in that education. So thanks for the moment to talk. I'll be out in the entryway if anyone wants to chat more. So thanks so much.
Thanks, Jill. An example of a program that students take out there, one of them is construction occupations. There's auto tech, there's EMT, there's dental, there's nursing, computer hardware networking and game design, phlebotomy certification, all kinds of wonderful programs, entrepreneurship, all kinds of wonderful programs. As you can see the website right on the presentation, so you can certainly click on that. Everybody will have this presentation, so you can click right on there or just go to 916schools.org. One of the things that we do want to mention is students receive 1 full credit per semester when taking the 916 program. Takes up 2 of our class periods. So about the equivalent of 2 class periods here. So it's each class period here is a half a credit. And so it's a half a credit for both of those class periods, so for a total of 1 credit per semester. It's one thing I didn't mention is each class that we offer here at the high school is a half a credit. So every semester on this form that you have, each class period is a half a credit. All of our classes are half a credit. So each school year students can earn 6 credits for a total of 24 over 4 years. The last thing that I want to mention tonight is for student athletes. We do have a lot of kids who participate in athletics, and some are fortunate enough to go on and participate in college athletics, whether it's Division 1, 2, or 3. Division 1 and 2 athletics require students to take and meet certain eligibility requirements. So it is important that students who dream about that, so students have that dream and work for it. And you never know, you might, if that's what you would like to do someday, why not? So have that dream, go for it. But come and talk with me as your counselor, because I want to make sure that you're meeting the NCAA eligibility requirements. And there are certain requirements, certain courses as students go through high school that they need to make sure that they're taking. And I just want to make sure and help them be able to participate in college athletics at the Division 1 or 2 level, if that's your son or daughter, once they get there. So I just ask, again, this slide right here is just to make sure that students are aware that there are requirements that students need for Division 1 or 2 college athletics. With that, I would like to turn it over to Ms. Gillen. Finish off. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Akins. Welcome, good evening, class of 2026. I don't know about you parents, but I'm class of 2000. So to say 2026 seems a little surreal to me. Like I sitting in your seat, students, so many years ago, I never would have thought or dreamed of saying class of 2026, but here we are and here they are, ready to make that jump into high school. And I just can't say enough about how excited we are to see them here, whether this is your first child in the high school or your last child. And I know there's some of you out there celebrating your last child to come to high school. We're just really glad that you're here tonight and joining us online as well too. So just wrapping up with a few helpful reminders. So as John Akins said, when registering for a course, especially if it's a full year course, you do want to pay attention and make sure you have both A and B. You're registering for both semesters. They will be 2 different course numbers. So just look for that A and B and make sure you have both on the schedule. Most of those courses are your core courses, like social studies, English, science, and so on. You do need a total of 12 course numbers, plus those 4 alternate choices. And those alternate choices are super important as someone who does the master schedule, especially as I start to look at just kind of fine tuning and balancing classes. It's really important that we have some options for your child so that we're just not selecting something for them that we think would be the best fit when it might not be their choice. So please do include those alternate choices. That is very important to us as well too. Yeah, sure, come back up.
Sorry, what I recommend to students when you're thinking about the alternate courses, I tell the students, the courses you want to take in high school, you'd love to take those courses, those alternates. They just might not fit into your 9th grade schedule. So as you plan for 9th grade, come up with a 10th grade plan, an 11th grade plan, and a senior year plan. And maybe those alternate courses or alternate course could come from 10th grade. So there are courses I always tell students, you want to take them, it just might not fit into your schedule this year.
Yeah, thanks. That's a great reminder. And then John mentioned everything is going to be on our high school website. So the course guide is on there. That has much longer course descriptions than what you have in your hands tonight. There are also curriculum videos on there too, just along the same left-hand side at the top. So all of our teachers in the fall put together a curriculum video. So if you're interested in what the course is about, if you want to know more about the pace or the rigor or the projects or anything about that course, you can check out those little clips. They're not very long, maybe 2, 3, 4 minutes in most cases. And you'll hear directly from the teacher too, which is always a great way to connect with the content. And then our counselors will be back in science classes next Tuesday. So please make sure that those registration worksheets are in your child's backpack Monday night, Tuesday morning when they're coming to school. We will make sure that they're registering accurately according to what you'd like them to do and what they'd like to do. So please have that conversation and just make sure we get those back next Tuesday. This last slide here, and this is a presentation, as John said, I'll send out to everybody. So you've got all sorts of resources here at the high school, from your child's counselor to other counselors. Mr. Miley, you saw as you walked in, Ms. Cole and Ms. Erickson are manning the chat tonight online, and they'll be out in the foyer here in a little bit as well. Principal Hahn, myself, our activities director. So if your child is interested in any sports or activities here at the high school, please reach out to him. He is a wealth of knowledge as well too. On our website, we have a gozephyrs.org where you can check out all the clubs and activities that your child might be interested in. We have everything from drone club to this year we have a cheese club that meets during flex time. Yes, I said cheese, not chess. We've got some young men that are interested in testing cheeses out. So we've got anything and everything here for students. And if there's not a club they like, they can always start something themselves too. So lots of opportunities for your child. All right, well, that concludes the formal presentation up front. I will hang out up here. Mr. Akins will hang out here if you have questions for us individually. Our teachers will head out to the foyer. You're welcome to ask them questions if you have certain departments that you want to talk to. Jill Stewart-Keller from 916 will be out there as well too. And then I believe we have a couple of current students that are going to lead some tours. So if you'd like to check out some classrooms in the high school, we're happy to give you a tour tonight. It won't be as long as the one that your children will receive in the spring. The 8th graders always come over for a day toward the end of the year and get a full-on tour. But we can certainly tour you through the high school if that's something that you'd like to see as well tonight. So thank you very much for coming. We appreciate you coming out tonight, and we'll see you soon.